Welcome to the dojo, Young Samurai.
Konnichiwa, Young Samurai. Welcome back to my Ninja Night Read. We're going to be reading Chapter 2 from the Young Samurai sampler, The Way of Fire, by myself, Chris Bradford. Now, in the chapter yesterday, Jack found himself, he was on a Gushuku, a samurai training camp. He'd just been pushed off, fallen off a log and been stamped on by Kazuki, his arch rival, before Akiko turned up to check he was okay. Then Sensei Kyozo, one of the teachers at the Nitten Ichiru that Jack trains at, came along as well. He wasn't particularly sympathetic to Jack's plight. And now Jack, Akiko, and their friend Yamato find themselves facing a muddy swamp, which Sensei Yamada, one of the other teachers, has told them they just have to swim through. So let's begin with Chapter 2, River Fight. Huffing and puffing, a rotund boy with thick bushy eyebrows staggered across the clearing. It was Jack's friend Saburo. "Why don't we get out breakfast?" panted Saburo, wiping the sweat from his brow. "I'm starving." Jack knew his friend hadn't wanted to come on the Gushuku, but the boy's elder brother had threatened to tell their father if he didn't go. "As soon as you retrieve this rock from the bottom of the swamp," explained Sensei Yamada, casting a large round stone into the murky depths. It briefly floated alongside the rest of the surface scum before being swallowed up whole by the bog. Saburo glanced down at the revolting pit and then at all the reluctant students gathered along its edge. "What's everyone waiting for then?" said Saburo, diving straight in. Jack's full-figured friend belly flopped on the surface, sending clods of marshy mud flying everywhere. One hit Kazuki square in the face, causing a ripple of amusement among the class. Jack couldn't help but laugh loudest. Kazuki glared at him as the stinking sludge trickled down his nose. "That's karma for stamping on your hand," Akiko whispered, exchanging a knowing look with Jack. They watched as Saburo slowly sank beneath the surface and emerged several moments later covered in slime, but brandishing the stone. "See you at breakfast," he cried, dragging himself out of the pit and running off to the Shukubo, their temple lodgings in Koyasan. The midday sun glinted off the fast-flowing waters of Koyasan's Tama River as the two young samurai adopted sword-fighting stances and sized one another up. "I'm going to feed you to the fish, Gaijin," said Kazuki, pointing the tip of his bokken at Jack. Jack raised his own sword and prepared to defend himself. Kazuki had never liked him, for the simple reason he was a foreigner, a Gaijin. Kazuki believed, like Sensei Kyozo, that the Japanese were the superior race, and it was wrong to be teaching the secrets of the samurai to an outsider. "I hope you could swim," Jack retorted, trying to find a firm footing in the shallows of the riverbed. They couldn't have chosen a worse place to fight. Situated on the wide bend of the Tama River, the ground was carpeted with rocks. The stones closer to the middle of the river were rounded and slippery, while the others by the bank were jagged and dangerous. Jack had fought Kazuki before, but not in such challenging circumstances. One false move could mean a broken ankle, or even worse, a humiliating defeat. And Jack was determined it wasn't going to be him. A blur of bright blue flashed across the river's surface as a kingfisher snatched a silvery fish from its waters. In that moment, Kazuki struck, his blade arcing towards Jack's neck. Jack was almost caught out, but instinctively blocked the attack. Deflecting it to one side, he retaliated with a lethal slice to the head. Kazuki ducked beneath the blade and thrust the tip of his own bokken at Jack's chest. Jack stumbled deeper into the river, barely keeping his balance on the submerged rocks. Pressing forward, Kazuki cut across at Jack's feet. Jack jumped the blade and simultaneously striking at Kazuki's wrist. Kazuki yowled in pain as the blow connected, forcing him to drop his bokken. Jack didn't have time to enjoy his victory. He was too focused on landing. The riverbed beneath his feet was a treacherous maze of rocks and potholes. At the last second, spying two larger boulders, Jack thrust his feet sideways and managed to land, his legs spread wide above the fast-flowing waters. He let out a surprised laugh, amazed by his luck. but Katsuki, incensed with pain, shoulder-barged Jack in the midriff. Jack lost his balance, toppling backwards with an unceremonious splash into the river. Retrieving his bokken, Kazuki leapt onto the two boulders and stood over Jack. He planted the tip of his sword on Jack's throat. "I win, Gaijin," he gloated, forcing Jack's head beneath the surface. Jack struggled for breath, spluttering as the icy river water rushed up his nose. Chapter 2. If you want to find out what happens in Chapter 3, join me tomorrow, again at 7 p.m, on my YouTube channel, Chris Bradford Author, and we'll continue reading this together. Sayonara. Sleep well, young samurai.